Let me see if I can turn this up a little bit. There we go. Let me pull this little piece of pen. What's going on? What's happening? Happy almost Taurus full moon. What's going on, chatty? Trying to get this thing up and push it back a little bit. Let me pull this up real quick, Yana, so I can see ya. How y'all doing? How y'all living? I'm just pulling up my stops real quick. You feel me? Here, well, first of all, we're moving into, I should say, the Taurus new moon. And I wanted to kind of hop on, spread some messages, you know what I'm saying? And, wait, where is it? And yeah, do some reading today as well. Okay, I just pulled the new moon chart up. Okay, so we got us a chart. And then let me pull this up too here. Okay. All right, I think we're good to go. How y'all feeling? What's going on? What's happening? Let me know in the chat. How y'all doing? Who's here? Who's here today? What's good? What's really good? You feel me? We in a throat chakra moon. You feel me? What up, Sunny Delight? You said, Janice. I don't know who Janice. Who Janice? Who Janice? You in the chat, Janice? What's good? It's been a lovely Saturday so far, feeling grounded. That's good. That's good. It's good. It's good to see you. It's good to see my regulars coming through in the chat. Y'all get notifications when I go live and stuff too? I'm gonna have to start telling everybody to put their little notianas on. Throat chakra activated. Yeah, I know. It's a Taurus full moon. I'm just like, ah. I see you. Janice. I've been calling you Nikki. I'm sorry. I think I was doing that when we first talked. I'm like, Nikki, Nisi. What's good, Nisi? I got you, boo. I got you. I'm gonna pull you up right now. Did you put your information though into the Candidly link below too? So I can put your info in. Yeah, I know. Honestly, this new moon for me, like, I don't know why. Like, I've been so tired. I just started my cycle not too long ago, and I've been so tired. But every time I hop on camera, it's like, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel good when I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, if you would have saw me waking up earlier today, you would have been like, damn, slouch. You know what I'm saying? But I've been so tired, especially these past 2 days. Like, it's like my body is like purging all this stuff. I'm telling you, it's been being brought to the surface. Right now we have like Saturn. Well, we've been going through the North Node, Venus and Saturn conjunct energy. Y'all know, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm a Pisces rising in Western astrology anyway, and or tropical astrology, and I've been feeling it. I've been feeling it heavy, you know. A lot of realizations, a lot of, just like coming back to myself in different ways. It's a lot that I could speak on right now, but let me get Nisi up real quick. And I got y'all. But it is a throat chakra activation. This new moon feels, even though, we do have this Mars-Pluto opposition going on with like this fixed sign, crazy square madness. It's giving me, I don't know about y'all can let me know in the chat if you've been feeling this, but it's been giving me a lot of clarity on things, like where I was like in the past, and my journey in the past, and like just how far I've come to this moment, Yeah. Let me get to this reading first, and then I'll talk about it, because I have so much to say. I'm not gonna go 2 hours of yap session like I did last time. We'll get to that on Tuesday. I hope that y'all that are here have been keeping up with your word of what we talked about in the last live. We won't get into it too deep today because I'm waiting for Tuesday, of what you're doing to decolonize your mind for yourself or your community. So I hope that's going great in the works. Actually, before I do get to Nisi's reading, I was messing around with my compost in the back, and there was flowers and stuff growing in my compost. Like whole flowers and stuff, and seeding looked like food or something that was trying to grow. I don't know exactly what it was, but I was in my compost because I ain't touched it for probably 3 or 4 days. And I opened it, and it's just like growth in my compost. I'm like, yo, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see. What up, Logical Mermaid? Thank you. Yeah, it was. I was like, okay, I like that. I was, rummaging through it. I'm like, okay, universe, give me that. All right, I got you, Nisi. I got you. But yeah, it felt really, really good. It felt good to see. Like I'm training my green thumb. I know, naturally in my universe, I have it, but I'm composed of lotus flower. Ooh, lotus flower. I haven't actually had a lotus flower in a long time. I don't know if lotus flower is native to the Yucatan. But I do like lotus flowers. I love lotus flowers, actually. I actually used to gift lotus flowers to people back in the day. I did. Or at least the herb lotus flower I used to gift to people. Okay, let's see. I got you, boo. Let's see what we got for you, Nisi. Oh, your birthday coming up, too. What you doing for your birthday, Nisi? What you got going for your birthday? On my birthday, with a birthday, got a birthday. Let me see. 90s kids in the house, say what's up, I'm actually on the way. I know I talked about the North Node guidebook. It's on the way, but I am going to be talking about Pluto retrograde this upcoming week. You said hiding under the covers. Sounds like a Taurus to me. I don't know what it is about Taurus energy around their birthdays. You know what I'm saying? I've had a lot of different Taurus that have been close to me in my lives, but I don't know if it's just a Taurus thing or whatever it is, but y'all always get so weird about y'all birthdays. It's so weird. I've never seen a Taurus that was so outward about their birthday. Now I have on social media. Y'all been popping out for y'all birthday this year, but most Tauruses that I know, personally, are so it's my birthday, or it's my birthday, but then it's it's my birthday, I can't. I'm loud about my birthday. All August, I'm going crazy. You feel me? I'm okay, we about to go here. We need to be doing this. We need to be doing that. There was just one birthday that I had, I swear, that I was just I was so tired. But other than that, I'd be so what we doing for my birthday? You know what I'm saying? I think what was the last birthday that I had? The last birthday I was, of course, out the country, visiting another place by the water. And there was another birthday that I had where I was on a boat, you know what I'm saying? Sailing across the Mississippi River, okay, let me see. Okay, let me put it in. I'm putting it in right now. I'm let's do something. And then it's also in the middle of spring. Maybe it's just a lot of pressure on Taurus. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in the middle of spring and stuff like that. So y'all be we have so much to deal with. We have so much to do during all time. So, by the time spring gets around, y'all be oh, just leave it to somebody else to do. It's they just want to throw their feet in their bed, eat some good food, drink some good wine, and coast. And I respect that, respectfully. I respect that. Okay, let's put it in. Let's see what we got. Okay, we're reading today for the Taurus new moon. So if y'all do want readings, like I said, that link is in the description box, donation based. And we're reading just specifically like how this Taurus new moon will be affecting you. So Nisi. Let's see what we got for you. I feel like, no, that was in February last year because I remember where I was at. I kind of remember, but then I don't remember the last time. I know we did a reading last year. I'm like, was it around this time? I'm like, no, that was February because I was actually shooting a film during this time. Okay. Let's go to whole sign real quick. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so this Taurus new moon is happening in your 6th house, okay? Now, the Taurus full moon is happening at 7 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is happening at 7 degrees. So it's not necessarily hitting your sun, per se, or your Mercury, but it's still in the same house as this energy. Let me see what we got going. This is... Okay, well, it is going to be squaring off to your Mars and Leo. So you're also having a Mars and Leo return. Congratulations. It's going to be quite fiery, if you will, during this transit of Mars and Leo. I'm pretty sure you've already been feeling the energy of Mars and Leo at this time. But it is forming. We do have the T-square forming. Let me see where Aquarius is in your chart as well, too. So this has to do with... I feel like this has to do a lot with, like, study, communication. I don't know if you're like, you said February 7th? That's when we had our last reading? Yeah, I remember it was in February because what I was doing at that time. It was a wild time for me personally at that time of my life, but I made it. And thank you for coming through at that time. It was a lot of people coming through during that time, especially, but for you personally, you do have this full moon new moon, I should say, in Taurus that will be squaring off to your 9th house. Your Mars and Leo is here. This house particularly has to do with like higher education. This has to do with long distance travel. This has to do with like book publishing, trading. This could, honestly, I don't know if you've been thinking about maybe taking a little trip at this time, or maybe going to like a new place, or moving, or maybe thinking about moving at this time. This could actually be a good time to either plan a move, or just a good time to maybe consider or reconsider maybe plans to move to a new place. You could be learning something new as well. Like, I don't know, Mars and Leo to me, of course, has to do with anything artistic, anything creative. So maybe there's like a new project seeding below the belly, or you could be thinking about seeding something new. Honestly, I feel like just especially because this has to do with, of course, the throat chakra activation, and Taurus ruling the throat and the throat chakra. This Mars and Leo transit happening as well too, as well as it eventually going to be touching your Chiron and Leo. This your identity around self-expression. You say, yes, I had an abrupt move last week and definitely want to go on a vacation. This is going to be the time for you, Nisi. This is going to be the time for you to go. If you've been thinking about it. Hello, I don't know how to say your name. Y'all dial up. I don't know how to say the name, but I'll definitely get to you soon. For sure. That Mars and Leo, Chiron, I know. But the thing about it is, the beautiful thing about Chiron, Sunny D, like, that's a beautiful name. I don't know how to say it, but it's very beautiful. I got you. This combination of Mars and Leo and Chiron and Leo, I know a lot of times when we think about Chiron, and I'll also be talking about Chiron too soon on the channel, which I know I did like a little bit, but we'll be going through the signs with this energy. It's actually quite powerful. Because, you know, I know we're a Mars and Leo, or Chiron and Leo. I'm also a Chiron and Leo generation as well, too. We learn from a very young age. We talk about this idea or this our identity around like our self-expression. A lot of times we deal with maybe being told we're too much, maybe we're being told we're too loud, maybe we're being told we're too, like maybe you need to calm it down, you know what I'm saying? And thank you for that, love. I appreciate that, Sunny. Maybe we need to like do this, but this Mars and Leo transit, especially being such a long transit from April all the way till June, baby, it's gonna be kicking you outside of a comfort zone that maybe you might have played around with from time to time. You're like, yeah, I think I'm ready to like go for it. I think I'm ready to express. I think I'm ready to go. It's gonna be pushing you outside of that. Now, Mars is ruling over your 5th house, which is your creativity. You also have Venus there as well. We're also going to be moving into Venus in Aries on the 1st of May. So this is going to be a time for you to really step outside of that. Like Aries is going to push you to be creative. Where else is Mars for you? Also, Mars is ruling your 12th house too. So any subconscious ideas or beliefs that you've had that maybe you've been buried in, or maybe even like some dreams could be coming up as well too. I'm like seeing somebody that is having like very powerful dreams at this time, or maybe even a little volatile, could be experiencing like some volatile dreams at this time as well too, or just dreams of maybe people from your past, from like not necessarily in this past, but maybe like in a previous past time. You could be dreaming about a lot of people, like from, or maybe people who have passed on or passed away. You could be having dreams coming to you at this time for that, because Mars, like I said, rules your 12th house and also rules that 5th house. But creativity is your muse at this time. Whether you're singing, writing, painting, making music, expressing yourself, speaking, talking, I just feel like it's that standing at the mic, right? Standing at the mic, and I don't know why I'm hearing, there was like this Disney Channel movie where this girl was like, I don't know if it was Lindsay Lohan or something, but she was like, I can't sing. Who was that? Was that Hillary Duff or somebody? She was like, I can't sing. And she's looking around at the crowd, and the crowd is like looking back at her and like, but girl, you actually can sing. You actually do have a voice. You actually have a very powerful voice. It's wanting you to speak from the heart. It's wanting you to speak from the soul, from the heart, from the street. No, Jocelyn Hernandez, it's time for you to speak. It's time for you to express. It's time for you to, I don't know, this feels like to me you maybe taking that vacation, or taking, long distance doesn't necessarily have to be out the country, although it can be out the country. It can be somewhere foreign, because it does have to do with foreign travel and stuff like that. But it could just be taking you out of your comfort zone to maybe a place that you've never visited before, that's not necessarily in the neighborhood that you're in or the neighborhood that you grew up in. It's more so 9th house. So I don't know, something telling me to tell you, like, take that class. Go to that, open mic. Go to those places and spaces that maybe you've kind of been, or kind of wanted to go to, but then you kind of held yourself back from. This seems to be a recurring theme, though. This seems to be like a recurring, theme of, I don't know, especially now that I'm like zooming into like this Pluto opposition, Pluto in Scorpio opposition to your sun and your Mercury. This is somebody who was like demonized for their voice, or somebody in a past life, because your Pluto in Scorpio is your 12th house. Pluto in Scorpio is in the 12th house, and it's opposing your sun, which is you, and your Mercury, which is your voice. So somebody who, this could even be like the truth seeker, right? Like this is somebody who was like, and maybe like an activist, or somebody who was like speaking out on something, or speaking out on their truth and things like that, or speaking out on, I don't know, the voice of other people, a collective, a community, something like that, and was like demonized for it, and so this life, you could feel yourself like when you get that uncomfortable feeling, when you start to feel uncomfortable when you want to speak on something, or you're trying to speak on something that people need to hear, right? Or maybe a truth that you have like really embedded in your soul or your spirit and things like that. Lean into that like I don't know, something's trying to keep me from saying this. Like something's trying to keep me from, even my throat right now. Like I just have like this very uncomfortable feeling in my throat when you feel like you being held back from like speaking on something, or when you being held back from expressing something. Lean more into that mode of expression here. because something's needing to be said. Something's needed to be like, but something needed to be said, but I feel like it holds you back in some way, shape, or form. This is like where you see somebody who might have been like a seer. So this is where you can see somebody who, especially with that South Node in Gemini and the 7th house, maybe you were speaking over, like I see somebody who was like gifted and like as a messenger or something like that in a past life. You might have just helped a lot of people with your voice. I don't know what you do with your voice. And I feel like that's why the sun is here. I feel like that's why Mercury is conjunct here, because you have a path of speaking. You have a path of even writing, maybe even. This is like where you can see somebody who's like, I don't know why I'm seeing like, I'm seeing somebody writing and the pen is on fire. I'm seeing somebody writing and like, they're having like all these downloads and things like that. Or I'm even seeing somebody writing like a ghostwriter or something like that. Or like I don't know if you're meant to write a powerful book, you know, or you have like the gift of writing like some type of, or maybe in a past life you wrote like this very powerful book that helped people move through like some really deep, heavy mental capacities. You said, I'm a singer, and yeah, I feel that too. I do script too. Yeah, that's what's coming up for you, for sure. Very much so voice, very much so expression. This does feel like to me, because you also have like Black Moon, Lilith, and Pisces. You have Moon in Pisces as well. I don't know why Moon in Pisces always gives me very like devout, especially like devout in like a belief system, devout in like some type of belief. Very otherworldly too. Anytime, especially when I meet any Pisces moons, but you're specifically in the 4th house. Very devout to whatever it is that they believe in. Especially like at a young age, maybe especially with Black Moon Lilith here, maybe believing in something a little bit more so taboo here. Like having very strong taboo beliefs, very much so connected to the divine, very much so connected to spirit, in a way that, I don't know, this just gives me like an energy that it kind of, it feels like one of those energies that rub people the wrong way. And not because you were trying to rub people the wrong way not because you were trying to purposely rub people the wrong way, but just, I don't know, this just feels like the energy that you come with, it just can kind of make people feel a little uncomfortable, you know? Whatever it is that you were speaking on, whatever it is that you weave into your voice, I think, you know, opened up some doors for people that they might have not necessarily been completely, I would say not necessarily ready for it. Maybe they weren't ready for it, but it touched on some heavy truths. And I think, I don't know why I'm hearing like nailed to the cross, like somebody who was demonized for the things that they spoke. So Nisi, I would just say this is the time. This is your time to shine at this point. I want you to, and maybe, you know, we were talking about meditation, and we were talking about and this is something I've like been thinking about doing too. Taylor was asking me about this, but I'm gonna drop a meditation maybe sometime tomorrow or Monday, and I want you to listen to this meditation of reclaiming your voice, reclaiming your speaking voice, your singing voice, even your scripting voice. Because there's a part of me that feels like, I'm not saying that you don't do these things, or I'm not saying that you don't speak on these things, or you but there's something there that just feels so like, it still feels so held, it still feels so like held to the chest. It's like, I want to go there, like I know that there's something for me to still speak into, or for me to go deeper into, but for some reason there's a blockage there. There's something that's like blockading you from like speaking fully into that. I see that Chiron and Leo is also connected to, I see like this fire trine that you have from Chiron and Leo, Venus and Aries, and also North Node and Sagittarius. I honestly feel like, especially with us going back to Venus and Aries, now that we've had this retrograde, I'm probably pretty sure that this retrograde, you probably have been doing a lot of, with the Venus retrograde that we had in Pisces, but also in Aries, you just had a lot of like recoiling, thinking about maybe the ways in which you haven't fully stepped into that self-expression here. But now that we have Venus and Aries returning, now I feel like it's going to be the time for you to like push yourself into that. And something about your home space, something about the home space that you're in right now, I feel like, I don't know exactly what space that you're in right now, Nisi, but I feel like it's going to be, or this change of environment, this change of even abrupt, but change of environment is really going to help you seed this new identity and self-expression. I've been thinking about home and what it is, most definitely. Like, what does home feel like to you? What does home look like to you? Is home, is your home environment seeding the creativity within you? Is it breeding a place of true identity and self-expression of who you are now versus who you were before or previously? You know what I mean? I'm seeing that for you, you know? I will say you're not really meant to, where is, I'm trying to see, where is Uranus? Where is Uranus going to be going for you? Yeah, Uranus is at its final blow in Taurus, so abruptions are definitely here and home. Yeah, and honestly, I'm going to say this before we kind of wrap it up. You could be experiencing another move. I know you just recently moved, but you could be experiencing another move. Maybe even in the summertime. Like maybe like late summer, I would say you could be moving again during this time. So wherever you're at, I'm not saying that you can't get comfortable, but I am saying that there could be something launching you to move, or to maybe either you be between back and forth through places, or you could be experiencing another move. So I'm not saying not to get comfortable in where you're at now, but I am saying that you could be experiencing yet another transition. It could be coming up for you again at this time. It could be like something that maybe you are returning to. Jupiter has been transiting Gemini, which has been hitting your south node. It could be you have returned back to a place that you were in a past life. So if it feels very familiar, if the place feels very like, dang, I feel like I've been here before. I don't know why, but I feel like I've been this place before. Maybe it's like a home place that you've been before, something like that. But you could be moving again. The only reason I say this is because your IC is at 0 degrees Aries. So there could be another move spiraling at this time, or like I said, late in the summertime, potentially. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Like I said, not to say you can get too comfortable, or just an opportunity for you to be able to move could be coming in. If you are planning on going on like a vacation or something like that, or going out the country, or going to a new place, you could visit that new place and be like, I don't know, might could see myself living here, or might could see myself wanting to be in this place. And then you don't think about it for a little bit, and then you come back to it and you're like, you know what, I think I'm actually about to move. It's something like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be like that, but like I said, if you do find yourself wanting to like go on a trip, that trip could actually spark you to want to make. The reason why I say this is because Aries is impulsive. Venus in Aries is impulsive. You're having Venus in Aries return, and you're also having, you know, your Mars and Leo 9th house return as well too. So you could be feeling a little bit impulsive at this time. So, you know, just saying, if it does come up for you to be able to potentially move somewhere else, I would encourage it personally, but if it's not something that you want to do, then you don't have to do it. It could just be an opportunity coming up for you to do so. And something that has to do with art. You're like a creative venture or a creative endeavor that leads you to that move. So this can be like, I don't know, maybe you're like in some type of art program or some type of like, I don't know, something that moves you closer to whatever it is that you're doing. And it doesn't have to, it could be singing, but it doesn't have to be singing. It could be another endeavor. I don't know if you like paint or draw, or like I said, I don't know why I keep seeing somebody coming up with some type of book or something. I don't know. But it's there for you in the cards to do so as well too. So I'm not saying brace yourself, Nisi, but yeah, that could also be coming up for you as well. Again, to transition to a new place and things. Or it could just be a trip, but I don't know. I'm just feeling like another move is coming. Somewhere where the move could be somewhere where you're like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be the place. I feel like it's a place that really supports you creatively. I don't know if you've thought about maybe even working with kids or working with children, but this can also be like an opportunity that allows you to work with kids and maybe their creativity as well too, which also in turn helps you with your creativity. Yeah. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this reading has helped you, Nisi. I'm very curious. What up, Taylor? What's good with you? How you doing? I hope that this reading has helped you out. And yeah, let me know. Let me know if this reading has resonated with you. And now we're going to go ahead and get to... It's Sunny. No, most definitely. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I've been very restful, I should say. Been getting a lot of much needed rest that I didn't even realize I needed. I'm just like looking up. I'm like, maybe I need to rest or something. I'm not sure. But I've been feeling a little granny. Real granny. Okay, let me see you. Okay, let's go ahead into Sunny D Live. Oh, for those of y'all that are in, I'm doing donation-based readings. That link is down in that description box. And we're also just talking about the Taurus new moon. So if you're interested to see how this Taurus new moon is going to be affecting you in any way, I'm just doing channel readings from the lens of wherever Taurus is in that chart. The Sacramento girl, she screams, yeah. And also, Sunny, you got a birthday coming up. What you doing for your birthday? What you going to do for your birthday, shouty? What you got going on for your birthday? Let me see. Okay. Who is that? Yeri, I think. What's good, boo? I don't know, girl. My friend said they're planning a surprise party. That's what I'm talking about, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Well, whatever it is, I know it's going to be epic, okay? Ooh, I feel like this summer going to be different. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I feel like this summer going to be something different in all aspects, okay? What you want, Bookie? I'll be with y'all in a minute, okay? Okay, let me see. All right, for Sunny. Let's see what we got for you here. Okay, so we have Taurus going through the 8th house. Ooh, and your moon is here, shouty. Ooh. Now, I will say this. You do have this new moon is conjunct your south node in Taurus. Okay? Very interesante. Muy interesante. Okay. This could have been bringing up, honestly and truly, Sunny, like maybe it's like some deep, because 8th house is the Scorpio house, right? So this has to do with death, sex. This has to do with rebirth. This has to do with like psychological things that are going on mentally. This has to do with inheritances, other people's money. Now, it's not necessarily touching your moon in full per se, but it will be. And 8th house is like hidden parts and aspects of yourself here. So you can really honestly and truly see this to be like a moon where maybe like some deep-seated stuff from the past is starting to come up. Hidden emotions, maybe stuff from the past that you might have never fully cleared just yet. You know, because I think a Taurus is like the hoarder, right? Taurus hoards everything in on the inside. And you might not necessarily see it from the outside, but it's there and it's happening. But this could be like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know why I'm seeing somebody like, maybe there's some things that you need to let go of, like as far as like material things, because Taurus definitely has to do with material things. But it can also be like your inherent wealth and value, like how you feel about yourself and how you see yourself. Maybe they're like some old ideas of the ways in which you've seen yourself that started to dissolve, and maybe it feels greatly uncomfortable because, like I said, Taurus, even though this is a new moon, sometimes it can be hard because Taurus is holding on so tightly to things. But then you have like this Mars and Leo transit that's making the cut, you know what I'm saying? And then you have, you know, this Pluto and Aquarius is also wanting to make the cuts as well too. So I don't know, this feels like deep-seated, like past emotions that have been like bubbling up to the surface, that now Spirit is like, okay, now it's time to let these things go. It's time to let these emotions go, or the things that you've been like holding so deeply onto go at this time. It could be things around, because I see this square over to no, it's like an in conjunction. It might not have a lot to do with like family things, like family life. Tiari? It's donation based, boo. It's donation based. And the link is in the description box down below. This to me feels like stuff maybe that was uprooted from your roots, your family, your home, your origins. This seems to me like I don't know. I know this is like especially because you have Neptune here, and you also have Neptune and Uranus here, so there's a lot of changes on the home front and stuff. Honestly, to me, this, and also because Taurus has to do with like the sense of stability. I don't know. This seems to me like somebody that's in very deep and heavy thought of like their idea of being stable, their sense of value, their sense of worth and stability, and like really grudging up where that came from in their roots, like your family, your home space, like how you grew up, and really considering that, like somebody like mulling over like, well, how did I grow up? Like, how did I look at my roots? How did I look at my family? How did I look at my home? How was I looking at my resources, and how those things maybe, I don't know, maybe like a part of like where you placed your value, like whether that was consciously or subconsciously placed your inherent value in things, like the needing to either have things, or if it wasn't like the needing to have things, just maybe the value that you placed on the things that you had, or the things that you didn't have, like the lack thereof of things that you had as well too. This also makes me feel, because the South Node is here and it's sextiling over to your Sun at 1 degree Cancer, so you're literally like on the cusp of this Gemini Cancer energy. I don't know, I'm just seeing somebody like questioning, like I feel like you have to have a lot mentally, like you're going back and forth about, but this feels like somebody who is thank you, Tayari. Somebody who's like going back and forth about like their purpose and their vision in the world. Like somebody who's kind of like I don't know, like your sense of direction. You know, you have Cancer, for goodness sakes, you know what I'm saying, in the 10th house. You know, so like how you're being seen publicly, and you said, oh yeah, big time. Like, what do I want to give to the world? How do I want to nurture the world? How do I want to use maybe even your resources to help? Now, I'm not saying this could be financial because it's Taurus, but it doesn't have to necessarily be financial. This is just, like I said, your inherent worth and value, like what you're giving physically to the world to help the world, because naturally you do want to give. I mean, you have, you know, your son is here, you know, it's more so about like how you want to nurture and how you want to care for the world. Maybe in your upbringing, you didn't necessarily feel all the way nurtured and cared for in a sense. Maybe if you were cared for, maybe you were cared for in like a material sense, but maybe not necessarily full on emotional. So maybe you give from that place. You give from like wanting to be, or wanting other people to feel cared for, or wanting people to feel that emotional connection in some way. You know what I'm saying? You could work with kids, you know, you could work with the youth, you could work with, or wanting to work with kids and wanting to work with the youth, so you don't necessarily feel, I just noticed, especially when it comes to people and like their purpose, a lot of times it comes from a space, their purpose is budding from a space in which they did not have. And what I mean by that is like, because I grew up this way, or because I experienced these things, because I don't want people to feel the same way that I felt, now my purpose is like kind of intertwined with the energy that I don't want other people to feel, if that makes any sense. And because you have this Cancerian energy, your moon is like sextiling your past life. Whatever path that you decide to go on, or whatever trajectory that you decide to go on in this lifetime, it's coming from that place of not wanting to feel, or wanting others to feel that lack of nurturing. I also feel this as well. I'm going back to, because I'm getting like real estate. Taurus can be like real estate or foundation. Homes as well, Taurus can rule. Now, Capricorn is more like the structure of home. But this is like somebody, for example, this is somebody having like property or like a home, and they're creating or building homes like a bed and breakfast. You know, this could be somebody who has like a homeless shelter, you know, or like a rehabilitation shelter or something like that. I don't know why I'm getting like a place or a chance for people to get back on their feet. Like somebody that has like a huge goal to like, or maybe like I don't know why I'm getting like a rooming home or something like that. It's kind of weird. I don't know why I'm getting like a rooming home, or like a place that, a hotel, or like a place that people could come and kind of get themselves together in some way, shape, or form. Whether that's like, yeah, something about you and homes. I'm not really sure what that's about. I don't know if you've had people stay with you, or you've had to stay with other people, you know, in a lifetime or something like that, where you've like opened your home up, or people open their home up to you in some way, shape, or form. So you want to kind of give back in that space. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but it kind of gives, I don't know why I'm just getting that particular energy per se. It definitely has to do with finding your purpose and being of service to others. Definitely huge, and of being of service. But I just want to say this, Sunny. Just always find balance in this energy of giving to others, right? But also giving to yourself, okay? Because I feel like sometimes you have a tendency to go a little bit overboard with your giving. And I don't want you to like be giving to others at the detriment to yourself, okay? So just really, I think this Venus retrograde has taught you that as well too, in Aries. Kind of like the over giving of energy and resources and time with other people, especially in that 7th house, like how much you do give in time, energy, and resources, and like kind of scaling that energy back. a little bit. You also just coming out your Saturn return, so I'm sure the universe has, Saturn has been drilling it into you like, hey, kind of have to take your time when it comes to giving to other people, you know, because you can't give from an empty place. You can't give from an empty space. You feel me? Yeah, I'm sure Saturn tore you up. I could see it, and it was showing you your roots, like where that came from. It came from your Saturn don't play. But I want y'all to understand this when it comes to Saturn. I know sometimes Saturn can seem very harsh, and it can sometimes be very harsh, but it's doing it to help you. It's doing it to support you. Okay, it's not. Saturn is not coming from a place where it wants to harm you. It just wants to kind of give you those. It gives you those lessons to show you maybe where you kind of leaking a little bit, like you leaking of energy, leaking of certain resources and sources. And this could be physical and also spiritual, you know, and maybe even spaces maybe in your past too, you know, because Saturn is very karmic in your past where you might have was kind of over letting on those boundaries as well, because Saturn has to do with boundaries here. So, and this is connected to that fourth house, those roots, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff that was coming up from like your home, family roots, where you've seen this maybe time and time again. And the universe was like, but we need you to kind of reel it in just a little bit. You feel me? We know you want to help, and we know you love to help, but you need to be helping yourself as well too. And you need to learn how to say no, okay? Not because you're trying to hurt anybody, not because you're trying to punish anybody. It's just because we don't want you to be taken advantage of, boo. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot to give, but we don't want you to be giving from a place of an empty cup, okay? You're overflowing, but we don't want you to give from an empty cup. Or, you know, you trying to blow and dust off everybody's cup and giving folks water, and they just not making sure your cup is replenished, okay? So that's what I have for you in this new moon in Taurus. Like I said, there can be like this budding resentment that is coming up here of all the times that maybe you have kind of, like I said, poured from an empty cup, and like, I should have did this instead of doing this, and I can't believe I gave my da-da-da-da, but it had to happen, you know, so you can be shown where the depletion was coming from, you know what I'm saying, where there was a couple holes in that cup, and now you can move on from a stronger sense of value, Taurus, and a stronger sense of self. You know where to cut the boundaries off. You know where to be like, actually, no, keep it pushing. So that's what I have for you, love. I hope this has helped you, Sunny. Let me know if this reading has resonated with you. And we are going to move on to, who is next on that little thing, huh? Him. And if you're here and you would like a personal reading, most definitely, thank you, love. Like a personal reading, I am doing donation-based readings for this tower, this hour here. Speaking of towers, so crazy. Okay, let's see what we got. Let me see what we got for you. Okay. Let me see what we got for you. Okay, you a 992,000, baby. I see. I think I'm saying, let me see her say your name. Tayari. Tayari. Let me say Tay Tay. What we got for you, Tay Tay? Let's see what's happening. I don't know why I'm getting channeling Soulja Boy telling in my mind right now. You been listening to Soulja Boy? I'm getting Soulja Boy. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hey, Soulja Boy, can I? Yeah, check. Yeah. I don't know. Somebody said, get out my face. Get out my face. Get out my face. I can't. What's going on, Soldier? Hey, Soldier Boy, can I? Yeah, trick. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. Get out my face. Get out my face. Okay. Let's see what's good with ya. All right. Let's see what this Taurus moon got going on for you, shouty. Tayari. That's a pretty name. I like that, Tayari. Ooh, okay. This is happening in your 12th house this time around. This new moon. Let me see what is here. You said you make music? I don't know why I'm getting Soldier. Hey, Soldier Boy, can I? Yeah, trick. Yeah. Oh, we have Leo in the 3rd house. Soldier Boy is a Leo. And your 3rd house has to do with communication, all right? It has to do with how you express yourself on a day-to-day basis. So I don't know, it's feeling real playful. Yeah, trick, yeah. I don't know, something's telling me that, I don't know if you've been a little bit serious. I don't know, like there's like this kind of serious streak. Where is your sun? Okay, Capricorn sun, Venus conjunct this sun here in Capricorn. So I don't know, maybe it's time to loosen up a little bit, shawty. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's time to loosen up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Have some fun. I don't know. I'm just getting like this like tall T. Get out my face. Get out my face. I don't know. Something you need to like. Something is telling me like you need to go and have like a good. I don't know if it's like a weekend excursion, like some type of. You need to break up the monotony a little bit. I don't know if things have been like super serious for you at this moment, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like something is given like it's time to break up the monotony a little bit. Have a little fun, all right? Do a little something, move around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Shake it up. Do a little bit something different here. You feel me? I don't know. I'm getting that heavy. And I feel like because you're about to have your Jupiter and Cancer return, I say this at the new moon because eventually this energy with the Jupiter in Cancer, energy is coming up in June. No. Yeah, it's coming up in June. I keep getting Uranus and Gemini and Uranus and Gemini and Jupiter and Cancer mixed up. But you're about to have a Jupiter and Gemini return. Now, this is going to be, it's retrograde for you personally, but we're going to be seeing Jupiter go into Cancer. There could be this huge focus on like nurturing, home, family, a lot of stuff coming up about your roots. Why are you talking about dead? What happened, boo? I don't know. I feel like, you know, because 2nd house has to do with value. It has to do with resources. It is the Taurus house as well, too. This has to do with like your values, your resources, your money, you know, like your day-to-day, like what you're ingesting and what you're putting in. You know, and and Jupiter loves Cancer, but it's in retrograde here. And I feel like something is telling me that maybe, like I said, going back to like that ability to nurture yourself, going back to that ability to care for yourself, to really, really take care of yourself. I feel like there's a, you know, it's been lacking a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then we on the end of this Venus, North Node, you know, Saturn in Pisces, you know, it just been, you know, especially it's been going through the 10th house. So especially when it comes to like your public, the way that you're being seen publicly, you know, Saturn's been asking you to take, maybe it's been asking you to take your music making seriously. It's been asking you to take your creative endeavors and things like that seriously at this time. So you've been kind of in a, you might have been like in a grind, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to like your creative expressions or whatever expression that you have, especially spiritually as well too. I don't know if you're some type of reader. Okay, I don't know what that was. I don't know if you're some type of reader or you do something spiritually or something like that, or Saturn has been asking you to get a little bit more serious about your, I said I was laughing, you was turned. It is, you need to get turned. Something's telling me you need to get turned. I feel like you've been turned down a little bit. You feel me? And Jupiter's also been ushering this energy in as well too. Because you do have Saturn in Gemini on your first house. You also have North Node in Gemini. I don't know what this keep popping over here in my ear now. You have North Node in Gemini on your first house, and you also have a part of Fortune conjunct your North Node. You know, it's time for you to get curious. All right, you're meant to be the child. Like, you're meant to have like this childlike wonder. You come from a South Node in Sagittarius, where maybe you've had the answers. You went on these long journeys and found the deeper meaning, and you know, the deeper meaning of life, and you know, you went through that Plutonic Sagittarian quest and journey to like really ponder on the philosophies. And the universe is like, you can still have that knowledge and wisdom here, but now it's time for you to embark on something new. It's time for you to be the kid again. It's time for you to like find new ways of like expressing, new ways of thinking, right? Because the new moon is happening in your 12th house. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, Taurus is fixed earth, so sometimes it can be a little stubborn, okay? It could be a little stubborn here with you know, Taurus in the 12th house. It can be a little bit like, my mind is fixated on this, can't nobody tell me nothing. And then you have, you know, your moon is also in Aquarius, so there's fixed air. So it's like, y'all can't change how I think. I feel how I feel. Nobody can tell me how this gonna go, which way it's gonna go. So now, with this new energy being ushered in, and this Gemini energy also coming in, it's asking you to have this childlike sense of wonder. It's asking you to be expressive again, to say what you feel. Just say what it is that you think. Don't say what it is that you feel. Do you love what you feel? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, do you love what you do for me? I don't know, this honestly, especially because this is like a seventh degree Taurus energy that's coming in, is directly squaring off to your Uranus and Aquarius energy here. Okay, so I don't know. This can be like, especially because this is fixed air hitting off with, you know, fixed earth here. This could be like a new belief system, right? So maybe you've always thought one way, or maybe you were always used to thinking one way, and you were like, I know I've always thought like this. I'm standing on this. This is how I think. This is how nobody can tell me. Now, because Uranus is also being ushered into this energy, maybe you're being called to start thinking a little bit differently. It's in the 9th house of like long distance travel, higher education, belief systems, long distance travel, trade, you know, book publishing, things like that. This to me feels like belief. I could say something like a surprise long distance travel as well too, because 12th house also has to do with like foreign or places outside of the comfort zone, foreign places and stuff like that. But to me, for some reason, because it's Aquarius here, it has to do with the mental, it has to do with the mind. So maybe you're in a place where you're changing your mind about something. Maybe, for example, maybe you've always thought about something very negatively, or maybe you've had like a pessimistic attitude towards something. Maybe you're like, you know, I actually want to think about this a little bit differently. Or maybe the universe is urging you to let loose a little bit, to change your mind about something a little bit, to maybe even go into a different direction. Or maybe if you've been studying something, or, you know, kind of going at it for T for 10, I mean, because Pluto is going through your 9th house, so you're going to have to change your mind regardless, right? Maybe it's time for you to, like, bring in something new, something different, like a new way of being, a new way of thinking, you know? I don't know. I just feel like there's somebody who just has, like, a fixed idea, belief, and thought, and now this new moon is asking you to kind of give that over, to give over, like, that need to be stuck in your thought processes and things like that. Aquarius in the 9th house can be it's very unconventional. So I don't know if you've had like some like idea to do something. Like I always think of Aquarius to be like this mad scientist or mad genius in the lab. So maybe you have like somebody smoking some weed. I'm sorry. Some good weed. I don't know. Maybe you need to, I don't know if you smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'm not encouraging anybody to hit the blunt, all right, per se. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know, maybe going on like a psychedelic journey, you know what I'm saying? Or going on some type of like, you know what I mean? Maybe you need some trees or something because it's flowing, it's strong as hell too. It can get you thinking of some new ideas and things like that coming in. But something is just telling me like you need some fun. You need some like, if you've been too focused on like, I don't know, get into that Capricorn bag or get into the money and things like that. And maybe you've been too focused, even if it's not money, you've just been too focused on the material. You know, this energy is kind of like, maybe it's time for you to change your way, change something up, break up the monotony. I don't know. I'm just getting fun. You need to have some fun. Okay? That's kind of what I'm getting for you. I don't know. It feels been feeling a little restrictive. It's been feeling a little bit too serious. It's been feeling a little too tight. And now it's time for you to kind of switch gears a little bit. You know what I mean? If you've been doing something one way, waking up, doing the same things every day, I'm not saying that your schedule has to be the same routine that you're doing every single day, but if you've been feeling like you've been on this kind of one-track mind of doing something, now Spirit is like, I need something a little different. Things have maybe been getting a little bit too complacent for me, you know? I need a little bit of, I don't know. You tell me, what you been feeling? Because it just feels like you need a little bit more. I feel like we need a little bit something, some newness in your life. I feel like, especially as we have this Venus retrograde coming in, or Venus in Aries coming in, I feel like you could be meeting some new people, you know, some new people that are a little bit more fiery. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be maybe even calling you out to like, hey, you trying to go out? Like, yo, maybe even inviting you on some spontaneous out-the-wall trips. Like, you trying to go on this trip with us? Like, you trying to go on this road trip or something like that? Like, you know, go do it. Please, I beg of thee. Go on the trip. Do something different. Okay? Please, if you can, I beg of thee to go do something new, to go do something fun, okay? It's time for a change, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, but it's gonna come with you having a good time, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna do something a little bit different, you know what I mean? And that's what I got for you. That's all I have to give for you. Universe is like, fun, have a good time, go out, catch some sun, catch some wet rays, go do something, you know what I'm saying? Vanilla Dream Studio, you on point though? I'm just saying, like, I just feel like you've been heating 10 a little bit. The universe is like, we trying to have some fun. Shit, go drink a margarita, you know what I'm saying? Go get you a margarita, a little sex on the beach. Drink, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a drink. You don't have to be that. But like, Spirit just wants you to go and have a good time, you know? And stop being so fixated on trying to do this and have this and thing. Because the thing about it is, all this shit is fake anyway. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be here. You ain't gonna be here your whole life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless you're immortal or a vampire. You know what I mean? Can't say that for some, you know, but for the rest of us, most of us, you know, you ain't gonna have it all to do that. That work gonna be there. Whatever it is you focus on is gonna be there, but you have to find the balance in between. Digging so deep into the philosophizing and all of that, you know, and having a good time. Be the curious cat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Go off on the adventure, even if it doesn't make any sense. Even if it doesn't fit in the schedule. All right? Just do it anyway. Just do it for the sake of doing it. Not because it has to have some type of, okay, well, what am I getting out of this? It's going to be aiding to my little goals and my plans, you know what I'm saying? And now, let me not say little. Big goals, big dreams, big plans. Okay? They going to be there. They always going to be there. You know, we know you on a mission. You feel me? But now it's on to go have a little fun. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little fun. So that's what I have for you, love. I hope you bringing some newness into your life. You feel me? Something new, something different. You know what I mean? Even if that is just catering to yourself, because I mean, Taurus in the 12th house, you know, 12th house can be a little secluded as well too. So maybe you going off by yourself and doing some things, and you know, having like a good, you know, you get you some. Do some Taurian things. Fluffy pillows, fine wine, good food, good drinks. You know what I'm saying? A nice comfy comfort show. But detaching from the day-to-day monotony of like the world. If you've been kind of teed in the 10, also a little bit too, when it comes to your like, I don't know why I'm getting like just like worrying about the stuff that's going on in the world, or like too razor focused into the things that are going on in the world. And like, I'm not saying that you can't think about what's happening in the world, but if you're like too razor focused on like, okay, well, what's happening in the world, how am I gonna do? It's time to let that go, boo. Okay? All right, so I hope this reading resonated with you. You know what I mean? I got time for one more. If y'all want, for those of you that's in here, I'm doing donation-based readings, but I'm definitely free to take one more before we conclude this. You see me. Oh man, god damn, somebody's smoking some good ass weed. I mean, it is good. I do smoke a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I be smoking a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I be, you know, hitting the blunt every now and then, you feel me? But not like, I'm not like a you know what I'm saying? If you see me hitting it too much, you need to ask me what's wrong. Like, you good? Is you cool? The links are below for the donation. Thank you so much, Vanilla Dream Studio. That actually sounds kind of saucy. I'm not gonna hold you. Speaking of vanilla, I want to give you some vanilla ice cream today. Some vanilla ice cream with some caramel drizzle. You know what I'm saying? I've been craving ice cream. I'm usually craving ice cream when I'm on my cycle anyway, too. I don't know what it is. I always get like this notion every time I'm on live or something like that. I don't know. Like my whole energy like completely shifts every time I get on live. I wonder what that's about. I mean, my energy been good. Like I said, I've just been a little bit tired. But I swear, when I turn this camera on, I'm like, well, hello. How you doing? Okay. Okay, it's coming. Vanilla ice. If you haven't already tapped into that Candidly, please do so. So I can see your, because I don't be wanting people to put their birth time information in the chat. If I just met a Taurus, what you think about the timing? Oh, they gonna be showing you some things, boo. They probably gonna be showing you how to relax, okay? To take some time off. Because one thing about it is Taurus works hard. You said you were born for the camera? Thank you. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. My spirit is just like, ting. No, honestly, Taurus, even as hard as a Taurus works, I'm going to tell you this right now. A Taurus is going to teach you how to relax, okay? Even if they got a whole bunch of stuff going on and they going crazy and things like, unless they have a lot of fire placements, okay? Like very strong fire placements, They're going to teach you how to get comfy. When they're in that mode, they're going to teach you how to relax. They're going to teach you not to be stressing so much. They're going to teach you how to, you know what I mean? They're going to make it comfy and cozy for you. You know what I mean? I love that about Tauruses. They teach you how to, they teach you about true comfort is what they teach you. You know, they know how to wind down. They know how to put all them pillows on the bed. You know what I'm saying? They know how to, you know, just let me cook you something. Let me make you a nice meal. You know what I'm saying? Have you tried my fondue? You feel me? Like, nah, I never tried that before. You know, your local sommelier. You feel me? Okay, I got you, boo. Leo gang, what's good? What's happening? What's happening? What's up? Let me see. Hold up. Okay, cool. I got you. And you a 90s kid too? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, this is gonna be my last one. Cause speaking of Taurus, I'm hungry as hell. I'm hungry. I'm about to make me a delectable. Ooh, bro. I'm about to make me a delectable dinner tonight. It's about to be good. I'm about to get me some wine. I ain't drank no wine in a long time. Yeah, we about to make us a good meal. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a little spring cleaning in the house too. Yeah, we about to bring it in, boo. Oh, you a 90s kid too? What's up, 90s babies in the house? We in the house. We in the house. Let me get you. Let me see what we got for you, shouty. I don't know why I'm feeling so ATL today. This is my daddy house. You just getting over. Okay. Let's see what we got for you, boo. Vanilla ice. Okay. He said Mars and Taurus, Venus and Cancer. Ooh, let's see what it's hit for. Okay, so it's not necessarily, it's going to eventually be hitting your Mars. Ooh, this could be a little lovey-dovey. Okay. This is giving lovey-dovey, kiss, no Chris Brown. Okay. And what I say by this, ooh, okay. This is juicy. Okay. So you have your IC, which is usually like your roots, past life. I've never seen anybody's IC in the 5th house before. This is good. It's interesting. Maybe there's like a past life. Okay, this could be one or two things. Either this could be like a past life connection, a lover connection, okay? This could be either a lover or a project, because it's the 5th house. It's the Leo house here, right? And so with this new moon in Taurus, this could be either some type of project coming into your life, because I always think of 9th house or 5th house as pregnancy, okay? But this can also be like flirtation. This could be romantic things happening. This could also be creativity. So maybe an old creative project from like a past incarnation or a past life coming through, okay? And this Cancerian energy, let me see. This will come a little bit later. I don't know. This feels very, I don't know. Maybe you're about to be meeting somebody new. You're either meeting somebody new, like it seems new, but it's very reminiscent of like a past. Like this is like one of those people that you meet by like happenstance. And not only do you meet them by happenstance, but it's like one of those things where you're like, have I met you before? I don't know. Like, I feel like I've met you before. Not really sure where I met you from. Okay, so pay attention. Now, if your mind is not on that and you're not like, oh, I don't know. I'm just kind of getting like a new but old person coming back or returning back in the section of love. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really do like lovey-dovey readings really. But for some reason, I'm just getting like this love of somebody that you knew in a previous lifetime. And for some reason, I'm hearing like maybe that didn't get to see itself all the way through for some reason, like a love interest that didn't get to go all the way. Like for some reason, something happened to where, I don't know, it was maybe cut off in some way, shape, or form, or like it was very passionate, but for some reason it had to be cut for some reason, or it had to end for some reason. But it was very romantic, whatever it was. Or this was like I said, it could have been a project or something like that. Wow, what happened? Did something happen? I don't know. It could be a project too. You know, this could be like an old project or something that you were working on, that maybe you're coming back to, and you put it down for a little bit, but it was something that you returned to, that you're like, oh, okay, well maybe, you know, I'll just say this, be careful, okay? The reason why I say this, because you do have Mars in Taurus, and we are in Taurus season. Your Mars is here, and Taurus is very sensual. And I'm just saying, if you don't want no babies coming through, all right? You don't want no children, all right? You know, while we're having this Mars and Leo transit in the 8th house as well, your 8th house, you can be feeling a little passionate, a little sensual, a little ready to pounce on something. You feel me? So just be careful sexually if you're not trying to have kids. If you are trying to have kids, it's a little bit different, but, you know, you could be just maybe, things could be a little fertile, okay? It could be on the fertile end right now. So just putting that out there. You know, because this could be like the seed of a child, a seed of a, I don't know why I'm thinking of that Maxwell song. I think about it, but I just can't let it show. Something that when we make it. Said that I never said. Oh. I don't know why I'm thinking about that, but it's given that, you feel me? So I'm just saying, you know, some passionate love making could turn into seeds of children, or maybe this is like a passion project, like I said, that you're working on here. Now, I know you talked about like your Venus in Cancer, which it won't be touching this energy. You'll probably feel like later down the line, especially with Taurus season, like maybe like later on in May. And when I say that is because we are going through Taurus season. Eventually it's going to be sextiling, which is creating a harmonious flow to your Venus, also your Chiron. This honestly feels like, and even if it's not like a romantic relationship, this could just be somebody who may be moving you out of your comfort zone creatively, or moving you out of your comfort zone romantically, of like a friendship and things like that. Yes, we'll definitely get to that, because you do have a lot of energy flowing over to your midhaven, especially like your Cancerian. Wait a minute. No, your Leo energy actually. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that too, because you have your midhaven conjunct your Pluto, which is very interesting. Now I wanna talk a little bit about Chiron here. What up, boo? Blame it on the stars. What's happening, boo? How you doing? I came on early today because I knew I wasn't going to be able to come on later on tonight because, you know, new moon things. I actually need to go and get some candles and some incense and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to come on early to this new moon and stuff for y'all. But with that being said, this Taurian... Oh, there could be this, I would say, especially when it comes to like relationships and stuff with people, you know, Venus is what you attract, right? You can embody this energy too, but Venus is what you attract. It's in your 7th house, so it's the energy that you're connected to and attracted to, and you're attracted to. And this gives me a sense of when it comes to like nurturing, mothering, you know, because this is all Cancerian things. Maybe there was some, I don't know, especially like when it's connected also to your Pisces moon and stuff. It's also connected to your Pluto and also your midhaven in Scorpio as well too. Maybe in like a previous lifetime, or just even in your ancestral lineage or something like that, maybe there was like there's healing that needs to be done, especially when it comes to like the mother, the maternal energy in your life. There could be either a lack of nurturing. There could have even been like a severing of like, I don't know why I'm getting this, like, and it doesn't have to be, but like a death of a very prominent person in the family, specifically that like a matriarch figure or something like that in the family. But it's connected to like a mothership, or like a lack of that maternal instinctual connection in the roots. Or just if it's not like a severance in that energy, it's like something that needs to be healed with the maternal energy. So maybe you could be meeting someone who, or being connected with somebody. You said my grandma passed away 9 years ago. Well, maybe, I don't know, I'm definitely feeling something very maternal here. I don't know if you had like some type of connection, like a deep connection to like somebody in the maternal lineage or the maternal line. Maybe it is your grandmother or something like that. But there's this, it seems to be like some type of like a disconnect, especially when it comes to maybe even receiving, because Venus is what we're receiving. You know what I mean? We were the closest. Maybe this is like a good time for you to connect with grandma, you know? Especially with the Taurus new moon, this is like your throat chakra, you know what I'm saying? Like a spiritual connection. I don't know if that's something that you're into, like maybe having like, or dedicating an altar to your grandma, or giving an offering to your grandma during this new moon or something like that, because I don't know. It just feels like something was cut or broken at this time. Or just maybe struggling to receive that nurturing. And maybe there's like somebody that's coming in that's reminiscent of the nurturing that, maybe like a nurturing or something like you received or need to receive. And they kind of feel, I don't want to say fill that void, but they show you what it feels like to be cared for and nurtured in a way that maybe that you aren't necessarily used to in some type of way. You could push it away, you know? Maybe when you feel, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. Or I would even say on the opposite end of that, the love and nurturing that you give on the other end of this, and it comes from a place of what you maybe experienced in a past life or past incarnation, or just even at an early childhood. Maybe there's something about the nurturing and the love and things like that that you're giving or learning to give. It really changes people on like a spiritual level, you know? You know, the MC conjunct this this MC in Scorpio conjunct this Pluto in Scorpio has a lot to do with like what you're gearing towards in this lifetime. You know, like the highest of highest. I don't know why I keep channeling Maxwell. You're the highest of the high. 11th house has to do with like, you know, your friendships. It has to do with, you know, the people that you're connected to, but also this has to do with like your long-term goals, wishes, hopes, dreams, like the highest form of that, the upper echelon of that. Pluto to me can be like somebody who has experienced either very powerful connections and relationships or even betrayals, you know. This could be betrayals with a mothership or a divine feminine, or just having betrayals with the divine feminine. He said thinking of going back to school. That's probably this South Node energy coming in with the South Node in Virgo here. If you are thinking about going to school, and Virgo being, you know, Mercury being in Virgo and also like being in the 9th house as well. You could be returning here. You said I have seen some betrayals. Yeah, and I think that maybe you have like, even like I said, if it's not a romantic interest per se, or like relationship or something like that. This could be something coming in that's going to be healing that need or lack of nurturing in your spiritual space, your physical space here. Honestly, I also think that this could be you maybe going to like some type of retreat. Maybe here soon, especially as you're having your Jupiter return. Maybe you could be traveling soon somewhere to go to like some type of spiritual retreat, or maybe you're going somewhere soon by water as well too. I always think of this because Mercury is like travel. South Node eventually will be hitting, your 9th house in Virgo. So maybe you're going to be returning back to like a space, you're going through your Jupiter return too. So maybe you're going to be like returning back to a space that gave you a lot of healing. Maybe you could be teaching something as well too that has to do with healing. I don't know. This is where you can see like the herbalist. This is where you can see any kind of service-based tarot readers, seers, any kind of service-based, or doctors. And this doesn't have to be like your traditional doctor either. You know what I mean? This can be like Reiki healers and, very, very powerful form of not only healing yourself, but healing other people as well. This could also be you getting into healing, helping people heal through like their ancestral wounds as well too, especially if it has to do with like the maternal or mother, even maybe helping people heal their inner child wounds as well. Because you do have all this Leo energy here in the 8th house. Maybe it's through something creative that you're doing that's helping people heal like deep-seated, inner child wounds or emotional wounds as well that I'm seeing. It's also part of your path and life purpose here too. If we're talking like Venus being your 10th house, which is where Libra is, and then Venus also ruling over your 5th house. This can also have to do with like the voice. So maybe you have like a very powerful singing voice. You said you're a photographer. Okay, that's what's up. Maybe healing through images. I don't know, maybe have you thought about doing like some type of art exhibition with your images, you know what I'm saying? Or sharing your art, publicly. I mean, we do have Mars and Leo going through that 8th house. So maybe sharing your art publicly, creatively, and it like touches somebody in a way that they haven't been touched before. They're like, oh my God, this piece is literally healing my soul. You know what I mean? Okay. Venus is also going to be going through this 4th house. I don't know what it is about your home space, or what you might be doing at home in this Venus and Aries transit that we're going to be having stationing on April 30th. I don't know if you're doing something beautifying your home. I don't know if you're possibly thinking about moving to a new home or a new space. I honestly would encourage you, if you haven't already, if you need to change some things up in the home, or maybe you're getting new things for the home, I would definitely recommend that as well too during this time. It feels like something is about to be birthed into your home. Like something is about to be birthed. Something new, something fresh. He said, I'm spring cleaning currently and getting new things. Yeah. It's time. You're about to be receiving something, because Venus is about receiving and Aries is new, is the first. So there could be something. I would definitely encourage that spring cleaning, especially as we're moving through this new moon in Taurus. something new, something fresh. I don't know if it doesn't have to be somebody physically coming into your home. I don't know if you have like siblings, or if you have like maybe somebody that you're caring for a child or something for that, or maybe you have your own children or your own kids. There could be some healing going on with that. I don't know why I'm hearing like adoption or something. And it doesn't have to necessarily be in the physical sense. But like, it definitely has to do with like children or inner child. You said my parents want to give me their pet. Okay, there it is. You have a little baby. You might have some baby coming in. Yeah. You might be adopting a new baby. A new child. You nervous? I think it's going to be healing for you to have that baby. I think it is. Even if it's a grown. I like to call everybody baby, but even if it's grown, you know. I think it's going to be real healing for you to be in the house with you. I think it's going to teach you about care in a new way. Maybe like that maternal, like a maternal instinct. Regardless of who you are, whether you're a man or a woman, this maternal instinctual of like caring for something or caring for somebody else, I think it's going to be very healing for you here. Allow it. I think it'll be good for you, even if it's something that's temporary, which I don't think is going to be temporary. I think that this is probably going to be something that ends up being like a part of your world, a pet that might be part of your world. I say allow it, you know. I feel like this is going to be like one of those things where you're like, oh no, and then you're like, okay, I love this baby. I do love the baby, but like I want the baby to stay. You know, dogs are lovey. They're like children. They're like babies. I think that's why I keep talking about like babies or children and things like that being birthed or in the home. Yeah, maybe like a little test run. You know what I'm saying? Is just test the waters. You know what I mean? I think the dog or the pet that's coming in is gonna be healing for you, though. I have a feeling that this sense of nurturing that you're gonna be experiencing, and also too, I would say pay attention to how the pet acts. Pay attention to the animal's actions. Like, how are they with you? What are they showing you when you're not like entertaining them? Like, pay attention to like the little, I know it sounds like real particular, but pay attention to like the subtle nuances of the pet, because I think that they have a thing or two to teach you. Most definitely. But that's all I have for you, boo. That's what I have for you. Yeah. I know. If you wanna do longer, if you wanna do a longer reading, you know where to find me. I do have other readings and stuff available, but I appreciate you. I hope that this has resonated with you and helped you during this time. I think this is going to be a very creative time for you, a very nurturing time for you, especially as we move deeper into the end of the month, into June, or May, I'm sorry, May and June. And thank you. I appreciate that, boo. And yeah, you know, I'm excited to see where it goes. Definitely keep me posted. We will be back next week on Tuesday, so I'll also be doing readings on Tuesday as well, and we'll be talking about the new moon, and we'll also be talking about how you are decolonizing your mind, okay, through yourself and also your community, because we set that up last week. So one thing that you can be doing to decolonize your mind, decolonize yourself, or if it is with a group and community and what y'all are doing in that space, okay? So meet me here at 7 p.m. EST next week on Tuesday. Or is it 7 p.m. EST? Yes, 7 p.m. EST, and we'll talk all about it. It's a very good topic. I'm actually going to be putting out this week a meditation, because Taylor did ask me about doing, like, she's like, have you ever thought about doing a podcast? She was like, could you do like a decolonization, talking about decolonization and also talking about like ancestral veneration as well too. So I will be doing some type of guided meditation either tomorrow or Monday, and we'll be talking about Tuesday what we got from those things, and also decolonization of the self in community. So meet me there. I'll see y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and fix me a little plate because the girl is hungry, okay? And I will see y'all on Tuesday. Much love to you. Deuces.